It's 11:47 at night. You're in bed, the phone glowing on your face. You didn't plan to buy anything, but there it is in your hand, the thing you've been researching for 2 weeks. The reviews are open in one tab. The color you want is in stock. Your thumb is hovering over the button that says, "Buy now." And the second you tap it, something happens in your chest. A little lift, a quiet hit of yes. For about 4 seconds, you feel great. The box arrives on Thursday. You open it. You use it once, maybe twice. And then it joins the graveyard. The drawer, the shelf, the corner of the closet where things go to be forgotten. The resistance band. The language app. The $200 blender. The jacket with the tag still on it. Here's the strange part. You are not stupid with money. You've done this 50 times, and you know exactly how it ends. So why do you keep doing it? Because you were never really buying the thing. You were buying a feeling. And that feeling has a trap built inside it. This is Money Mind, where we look at the psychology behind every dollar. We're not here to talk about stocks or crypto or which budgeting app to download. We're here to understand why you do what you do with money and what it quietly reveals about you. And today's truth is this. Your brain rewards you far more for wanting something than for actually having it. Once you see that gap, you cannot unsee it. If that idea already makes you a little uncomfortable, subscribe, because this whole channel is about naming the things you felt but never had words for. The usual explanation for the drawer full of unused stuff is that you have no self-control, that you're impulsive or a little greedy or just bad at saying no. So the advice is always the same. Try harder, make a list, wait before you buy. But that explanation is wrong, and it's exactly why the advice never sticks. You are not weak. You are running a piece of software that is doing its job perfectly. The problem is that the job it was built to do and the world it's now doing it in no longer match. To understand it, meet two scientists at the University of Michigan, Kent Berridge and Terry Robinson. For decades, they chased one deceptively simple question. When we get a reward, what is actually happening in the brain? Everyone assumed the answer was dopamine. Dopamine is the pleasure chemical, right? So they ran an experiment. They took the dopamine away and watched what happened. What they found broke the whole story. The animals without dopamine still enjoyed a sweet taste, completely fine. Their faces still lit up with pleasure. They still liked it. What they stopped doing was going after it. Without dopamine, they no longer wanted the reward, even though they still enjoyed it the moment it was in their mouth. Which means pleasure and desire are not the same system. And dopamine, the chemical we blame for everything, is not the chemical of pleasure at all. It's the chemical of wanting. Berridge gave the two things names: liking and wanting. Liking is the actual enjoyment you get from having something. Wanting is the pull that makes you chase it in the first place. And here's the part that matters. They run on different systems, and they are wildly different sizes. Say it plainly. Wanting is a huge, loud, powerful engine. Liking is a small, quiet room. Your brain will spend enormous energy making you crave something, and then hand you a tiny, brief reward for actually getting it. Think of it like hunting. Your brain pays you generously for the chase, the tracking, the closing in. It pays you almost nothing for the meal. Because for most of human history, the chase was the part that kept you alive. Now take that ancient hunting brain and put it in front of a phone. Every product page is a hunt. The reviews, the comparisons, the add to cart, the countdown timer, the tracking number, the little out for delivery ping. Every step feeds the wanting engine. That is the chase, and it feels incredible. Then the box arrives. The hunt is over. And the meal, the actual having, is that small, quiet room. It's a fraction of what the chase promised. So your brain does the only thing it knows how to do. It starts looking for the next hunt. Watch how many corners of your life this quietly runs. The clothes with the tags still on. You didn't want the sweater. You wanted the version of you who wears the sweater. The second it's in your closet, that person disappears, and you go looking for them again in the next purchase. The online course you never finished. You didn't want the lessons. You wanted the feeling of becoming someone who knows this. The buying was the peak. The doing was the letdown. The gadget. The kitchen thing that would turn you into the person who cooks. The gear for the hobby you did twice. Every time, you weren't broken. Every time, you bought the anticipation, and anticipation cannot survive delivery. And notice, it's always something new. Never the thing you already own. Because the thing you own has stopped surprising your brain, so it has stopped paying out. The novelty is the whole drug. Here's the uncomfortable part. This gap can never be closed by buying. Ever. Because the wanting is not a signal that you are actually missing something. It's just the engine running. And an engine doesn't stop when you feed it. It goes quiet for a moment, and then it turns over again. So every purchase that whispers, "This is the one that finally does it," is making a promise your brain physically cannot keep. You are not filling a hole. You are renting a feeling, 4 seconds at a time, and paying for it with money, with space, and with the quiet shame of the drawer. So what do? You can't delete the wanting engine, but you can stop letting it drive. 3 ways. 1. Separate the wanting from the liking. Before you buy, ask one question. Will I still like this in a week, or do I just want it right now? Wanting screams. Liking is quiet. Learn to hear the quiet one. 2. Put time between the hunt and the kill. Wanting has a short shelf life. Leave it in the cart for 48 hours. Most of the time, you'll come back to find the craving simply gone, which tells you it was never really about the thing. 3. Make yourself finish the last hunt before you start a new one. Wear it, use it, read it. Actually have the thing you already bought. Having is the one muscle this system never lets you build, so build it on purpose. And if you felt seen in an uncomfortable way during this video, hear this clearly. You are not greedy. You are not weak. You are not bad with money. You have a brilliant, ancient brain that was built to chase, running inside a world that was engineered, on purpose, to keep you chasing forever. The countdown timers, the one-click buttons, the endless new. None of that is an accident. The villain was never your lack of willpower. The villain is a system that makes money every single time it can turn wanting into need. So the next time you're lying in bed at 11:47 at night, thumb over the buy button, feeling that little lift, try naming it out loud. That's the hunt, not the meal. Because the meal was never in the box. It was in learning, finally, to want a little less, and to actually have what's already in your hands. Your brain pays you to hunt. Don't let it bankrupt you chasing a dinner you'll never sit down to eat. If this gave words to something you felt for years, share it with the person you already thought of while watching. And subscribe, because it only gets more uncomfortable and more freeing from here. I'll see you in the next one.